All right. Good evening, friends. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for the November edition of Propel. This is a gathering that is intended to help bless you in terms of gaining ideas and knowledge about sharing Young Living as a business and how that can impact your life today, and most certainly how it can impact your life going forward. So real quick, there are 4 items on our agenda tonight. The first is going over the November promotions, both what they are and how we use them. The second thing will be a really brief intro into the business, because we always want to be sharing that information, especially with our new people. I think we just have to operate on the assumption that new people to the group are going to want to learn and be exposed to that option. So we want to continually be putting it out there. The third thing is we're going to talk about what it means and what it looks like to have a healthy holiday mindset. And then we're going to wrap it up tonight with some ideas. And this is where I'm going to welcome your input and ideas as well for capitalizing on the Black Friday, Cyber Monday season, because we are for sure in the biggest months of the year. Would you guys agree? Anybody that's been with Young Living longer than 1 year should know that it's pretty typical that our numbers start climbing in October and they keep climbing through November and December. And so we're going to talk about how to make the most out of that. All right. So first thing I want to do is thank Britta for being an awesome co-host and partner in crime all the time. She's going to give us some awesome education and make sure everybody is in the know on what our specials and promotions are for the month of November.
So this is what we know so far, because there's going to be some more amazing specials and promotions in a couple weeks that we don't even know what they are yet, but I'm super excited to find out. So hopefully you all love free money. Like, does anybody here not love free money? Or who loves free money? Let me say it that way. Who loves free money? Anybody? Okay, at least a few of you are raising your hand, so yay. So the first thing you can get with your special, with the November promos, hopefully you know, at 100 PV, for Unessential Rewards, you earn 10 ER points, which is like $10. So it's free money. And hopefully you guys are taking full advantage of that. And remember that by placing a 100 PV order, not only do you on Essential Rewards, not only do you get your 10 ER points, but you also earn all of your full commissions in at that point, okay, which is huge. Because even if it's just $5 or $10 that you could earn, it's still $5 or $10. So it's more free money, right? And it helps pay for those products. And then at 190 PV, you on Essential Rewards, you still get the 10 ER points. You get a lavender lip balm. So you get a little lip balm. You will also receive a 5 ml bottle of Joy. Now, Joy used to be in our starter kit, and some people love the smell of it. Some people really don't love the smell of it. And so I just want to encourage you that if it's not one of your favorites, that you still put a roller top maybe on it, and just rub it on your heart or rub it on your feet every day. One of my friends just would drop it on her hair every day because she said, all right, Britta says I need to use this. And she found that she was going through a lot of grieving process, and Joy really helped her work through that. Okay, so this is a powerful little oil, you guys, and it's a super powerful blend. It has rose in it, which is one of the highest frequency oils, so it can actually elevate your mood, and it may just surprise you. So you receive all of that with 190 PV on Essential Rewards, and then for any 190 PV order, ER or not, you get this gem, which is abundance. Okay. And so there are a lot of affirmations, that you can look up for joy and for abundance. And maybe you just every day say something like, abundance comes freely to me, or my wallet is expanding with money, or all my bills are paid with grace and ease, and I have an abundant overflow of of resources. Okay, any of those kinds of things, when you put this coupled with putting this on, can really bring that frequency to you, and it may seriously just change your life. Okay, so you'll receive abundance with any 190 PV order. At 250 PV, we have a 5 ml bottle of Thieves, and hopefully you all know what Thieves does, so I should not have to tell you, and I'm going to move right along, because at 300 PV, you get this oil, which is hope. And I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people this time of year need some hope, okay? And again, you can start saying some affirmations when you put this on, or when you smell it. It might be, especially if you're feeling down, you know, maybe you put on your joy, and then you put on hope, and you just say, I have hope in the future. I have hope in today. I have hope that today is going to be a great day. This would be a great one to sample to other people. Actually, any of these would be great to sample to other people, because there are so many people that this time of year just get down on themselves, to get down in general, and it can really be a doom and gloom type of year for people who, especially that have had losses. So, you know, I just want to encourage you that you share these oils, and don't just keep them for yourself, but share them with other people and really bless them. Now, the other big news and thing that we want to make sure you're aware of right now is the BOGO options for Essential Rewards. So this goes through the 15th, which is, I don't even know what day, next week sometime, maybe next Friday, I think. And so if you want some more free products, okay, you guys, this is probably stuff you're going to buy anyways, or if it's not, and you don't, I would encourage you to get them if you don't already have them, so that at least you have a bottle, so that you can share some options with other people, because you never know when you're going to run into somebody that needs eucalyptus, right? And if you don't, you can get it free over the next week. You buy longevity, which you might be like, I don't know why I need longevity. Let me tell you. So longevity is one of the highest antioxidants and DNA protecting essential oils. Okay, do you know what that means? That means we have nothing to fear about life, or about the stuff that's going around in our environment, or any of those big scary diagnoses, because we have this special little oil right here that's going to help oxygenate your cells. It's going to help clean out the receptor sites in your cells. It's going to keep you it may assist you in staying healthy and just really help bless you as well as other people. So when taken as a dietary supplement, longevity promotes longevity and prevents premature aging. Okay, so this is powerful. You can actually put this, it comes in as a vitality oil, which you all know it's the same oil, just different bottles, right? So you could, if this is what you buy, because it's a BOGO, this is the BOGO part, you could put this in capsules and take it internally while we're waiting for the actual supplement to come back. This has thyme, orange, clove, and frankincense in it. So if you buy longevity, you will receive free a eucalyptus radiata. Okay, so hopefully you know anything eucalyptus is great for respiratory, it's great for the chest, it's great for adding to diffusers and just to help open airways and clear and cleanse things. This has really high this 1,1,8-cenol, which is the eucalyptol, which is the really powerful respiratory part of this. Okay, so buy a longevity, get a eucalyptus radiata free. You guys should type in for this one. This is Valor. You get Valor. So I want you to type in your testimonials of Valor, because hopefully you have at least one. Okay, we are diffusing this like crazy at my house because my 160-pound dog needs courage. Okay, and that may sound like crazy, but we have seen such a transformation with him in diffusing and putting this on him, where he is not freaking out anymore. He has that peace and that calmness around him, and Valor is huge. Okay, so Valor does not increase aggression. It helps a dog or a person perhaps to be more confident in themselves and go, oh, I don't have to be aggressive because I'm okay. All right, so Valor is huge, and I would love, Allison, thank you for sharing a testimony. She says when she has tightness in her neck, she uses this. I love it on my shoulders when I'm sitting, you know, and I get really tight and tense, just it's like melts it away. So you buy this gem that you all love, hopefully, and you get purification 5 mil free. Okay. Purification, again, great for pets, great for people, great for diffusing, great for everything. Okay. So that's one of the BOGOs. Buy a Thieves, and it's a Thieves Vitality. I forgot to grab that bottle. So a Thieves Vitality, you get an Aroma Bright toothpaste. I believe it's a 2-ounce bottle, so it's a sample size bottle or the travel bottle. Okay, but a free toothpaste, that's pretty cool because we all have teeth that we want to keep shiny. And then the last one is if you buy a Super Cal Plus, then you can get a Peppermint Vitality for free. Okay, so think about both of these are related to our digestion, right? And Super Cal Plus is amazing to support your bones. It will also help you have bowel movements, okay, because it has calcium and magnesium in it, and so it helps keep things moving and get you regular. So if you're having a lot of maybe indigestion or gas or bloating, anything like that, this would be a great option for this. It's recommended to eat, if you take it in the morning, to eat something with these because it needs a little fat to get into your system. So I usually take them at night, actually, and I'm always very regular the next day. Let me just say it that way. So especially if you're like, oh, I don't know, it's got the magnesium that it has in here. Magnesium helps your bowels move, you guys, and it helps it move so that's not painful, but that you have good healthy bowel movements. So it's got vitamin D, vitamin K, calcium, and magnesium. And then it has Idaho blue spruce and black spruce, copaiba, vetiver, and peppermint oil in it. Okay, so this is super powerful. I don't think we talk about supplements enough, and certainly not this one. This has been free recently as part of one of the promotions, and I found out I love it. So we use it a lot. So you buy this and you get a Peppermint Vitality for free. So I love free. I don't know about you guys, but several of these are going on my wish list, or not on my wish list, on my Essential Rewards order, because it's stuff I'm going to use anyways, and why not get it free? So that's what I got, Skyla.
Awesome. Thank you, Britta. That is such a powerful reminder. Even when you were reading the oils that were included in Super Cal Plus, how many of the rest of you do not take time to actually look up all of the ingredients that are in the supplements? Is it just me and my blue personality? Because when I hear it, I'm like, holy cow, I got to go take more of those. So thank you. I think that we all have to remember to educate not only ourselves, but share that with somebody else too, because it really does make a difference. I am never going to forget after tonight that Super Cal Plus has magnesium in it. That little nugget just locked in for life, and I will be able to share that going forward with everybody. So well done. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. And I just want to say that the accessibility for everybody, I know that most of the names that I see here are a lot of you that live in and around Central Iowa. We have seen you regularly for the most part at THQ. But what I want to say is thank you for being on here, and I hope that going forward, we're going to be able to meet like this more often, not only to bless you, but to be able to bless those on your team that perhaps don't live around here. So this is good. This is good. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is just share a little bit about what does it look like to share Young Living with the intention of earning some income, okay? How many of you, by show of hands, either visually or with the little hand raising button, how many of you have shared Young Living and enrolled at least one person? Okay. So for those of you that I can see, that was all of you. And I know a good number of the folks that I can't see, I know that they have as well. So when you fall in love with a product, okay, like I could just get super passionate about Thieves because this is actually what brought me into Young Living. Okay. Anybody else? Was Thieves your gateway product? Maybe not. Okay. That's all right. So Thieves was the thing that brought us to Young Living. And so when I talk about Thieves, I'm really and truly speaking from a place of personal passion, because I know what it did to protect our family and to keep us healthy and that sort of thing. I really and truly do feel that strongly that I would tell a stranger why I loved Thieves, because even if I don't know them well, I still wish for them to be as healthy as I know they could be if they were using and diffusing Thieves on a daily basis. And I don't care if they think I'm crazy, but I truly do have an obligation, like a moral obligation, to not hold that information inside of me. Okay. My shoulders are broad enough. My skin is thick enough. If they laugh and they're like, I don't believe in that stuff, I can completely handle that. Okay. And maybe that takes a little bit of time to get resilient, but with practice, you absolutely will. So when I started sharing, my very first income goal was not actually a fixed number, but it was the ability to buy as much Ningxia Red as our family wanted to drink, whatever that number might be. And sometimes it changed a little bit. But once I found out that our kids loved it, and I found out how much energy it gave me, I made the decision I never, ever want to be without Ningxia Red. And yes, it is absolutely an investment. Okay. It's a little more expensive than Kool-Aid because it does a lot more good than Kool-Aid. Okay. Can we agree on that? So I just decided that whatever, like our oldest daughter, some of you have heard this story, but when we started really, like, we were having Ningxia all the time, she used to pour herself like 16-ounce glasses on ice of Ningxia, like it was Kool-Aid. And I would be like, whoa, sister, like, how many days do you want to stay awake, my friend? And she would drink this in the evening before she went to bed. And I was just baffled. And she would say, Mom, it just makes me sleep so good. And I still don't understand that. But some people literally are opposites. And I do know this to be true. Some people actually get revved up by things like peace and calming. And something like peppermint makes them sleep really well. Do not ask me how that works or why that works. I don't know. But I just know that this kid could drink a lot of Ningxia before bed and she slept like a log. Okay. I would probably be up until 3 a.m. if I pulled that. But here's the deal. I knew the number of nutrients that were in those drinks. And I never wanted to be like, hey, let's tone it down a little. Okay, you don't need that much Ningxia. You can get by with this much Ningxia. I just decided I don't ever want to have to say that. And so I kind of calculated, like, how many bottles are we going to have in our house every month if the kids and Brian and I were drinking as much as we liked. And usually it was a minimum of 8, and sometimes it was closer to 12. And you guys know, if you order Ningxia, that's an investment, okay? And so I just said, well, if I earn, $300 or $400 and just set that aside, that's our Ningxia fund, I'm gonna be okay. So that was kind of where we started. So if I said, okay, if let's say 400, if I knew that I wanted to earn that much, how many people, if they just did a regular enrollment, no added products, how many people would I have to enroll a month strictly to cover that? And the answer, of course, is 8. Okay. So just simply playing with numbers, I thought, well, how can I get 8 new members a month? Well, if I have a good class and I have maybe 5 or 6 people come to my house, the odds of me enrolling 2 of them are pretty good. So if I planned at minimum to have 4 classes a month, 1 a week, or just blast them all out and do them all the first week and then take the rest of the month off, whatever you'd like to do. If I did 1 class a week and I, averaging those numbers, I could probably get 8 enrollments a month. Okay. And if your average is not that high, remember, this is just like baseball. Okay. If you average 1 at a class, then you're going to need to plan double. Okay. So I had lots and lots of classes in the beginning because I kind of wanted to up that average, and I wanted to build the momentum so that we could create our Ningxia fund, basically. Okay. So how many of you have seen this document before? Does that cover look familiar to anybody? This is a really simple, very nice tool to share. Sorry, there's a little bit of a glare there. To share Young Living or with a friend, or to learn about the business even for yourself. And this one comes from a company called Oil Revolution Designs. And what I like about it is that it talks about your investment. It talks about terms and definitions, that the lingo that we use to help people understand. It talks a little bit about essential rewards down here, and it's always good to share that with people. And then on the inside spread, this part is a little bit about the compensation plan from beginning, so distributor, through the rank of executive. And let me share a small secret. When I'm visiting with people that are really new to the business of Young Living, I don't see any reason to go beyond executive in the first meeting, because it can just overwhelm them. And there's no reason to fire hose them with information right at the beginning. Just give them enough to get started and for them to see the potential. What they do include in this brochure that's really nice over here on this side is the income potential. And they actually do go clear through the rank of Royal Crown Diamond, which might kind of boggle their mind, but I think it would boggle their mind in a good way. Okay. So let's see, Candy, the name of this brochure is Understanding the Young Living Income Opportunity. That's the name of it. So when you are just starting out, these are some numbers to kind of keep in the back of your mind. The average income for the rank of star is roughly $79. And I think that actually, to be very honest, you guys, I think the numbers have adjusted just a little bit since this one was printed, but I'm going to share these tonight because this is what I've got in front of me. So give or take a few dollars. Average for star, about $79. Average income for senior star is about $255. And average income for executive is somewhere around $549. So when I was beginning and I wanted to fund our Ningxia Red pot, I just knew that I needed to, as quickly as I possibly could, get to that rank of executive. Even if my income was slightly lower than the average, I knew that I wanted it to fall somewhere in that $400 to $500 range, just so that we could get our products paid for. Okay. And for, I don't know, inspiration's sake or for goal setting sake, I will just tell you that once I started really intentionally having a lot of classes, like anywhere from 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 classes a week, we were able to hit the rank of executive in that first month that we started sharing. Now, I have a pretty big mouth, so I told a lot of people what I was doing. And I invited a lot of people from many different groups that I knew to my house. And so I guess one bit of advice is that it's hard to build this business successfully if you want to do it secretly. At some point, you got to go public, okay? You need to go all in and let people know, why do you love this stuff, okay? And once everybody knows that you're doing it, there's going to be a couple groups of people. There's going to be the group of people that are cheering you on and they're like, I want to know more. And there's also going to probably be a group of people that are like, you're crazy. And that's okay. We're going to pay more attention to this group than we are this group. And you're going to keep marching to the beat of your own drum. Okay? So, is it worth it to risk your social standing? Is it worth it to be a little countercultural? I saw Candy shaking her head. I think it absolutely is. And very, very early on, I remember, and I don't know what mentor it was, but I just remember hearing over and over that if normal is sick and broke, I don't want to be normal anyway, because I really don't choose either of those things for my life. So it's okay. In fact, it's good for business if people look at me and say, that's Skyla, she's a little different. Okay, that's good. That means I'm doing my job. I want people to believe I'm a little different. I want people to think I'm a lot different. And then it's up to them to figure out, how am I different? Okay, what is it that you do? I've got people so flippin' confused right now, you guys, when I meet them and they ask what we do for a living, they're so confused. Like, wait, you're home? Yeah, I don't understand. Today, I was a little surprised because I'm off schedule and our cleaning ladies showed up at noon and I was in my pajamas. And they were just like, how do you pay for us to be here? We don't understand. I'm like, I am working. I am so in the zone today. I just forgot to take a shower. So that's all good. Anyway, okay, so that, just know that it's absolutely okay to kind of take a different path, because that will attract the kind of people that you're trying to attract in the first place. So be vocal about what you're doing and what you love, and be public about using these products. Don't hide them. I remember many times I would purposely pull out the Deep Relief in the grocery store line and just put a little bit on the back of my neck, not because it was sore, but because, dang, it starts good conversations. People smell that stuff 4 aisles away and they're like, what is that? Well, come on over. Let's talk. I mean, that's just what we do. So, all right. So a couple of things that I just want to make sure you know about. I was very, very faithful in the beginning about assuring that every single person on our team knew about this tool. And I'm going to admit to you freely, in the last couple of years, I've gotten really sporadic about talking about this tool. The 4-year career is an amazing prospecting tool for those friends that you know that are looking for a different path rather than what our traditional corporate path might be. If they are looking to add an additional stream of income, or if they just want validation, like, is what you're doing legit? Is that really real? You guys, this is probably my very favorite book. And I know that Richard Blissbrook has come out with a new edition, but this edition that says Young Living Edition, this is still my favorite, because in the back, it has testimonials of some of our very favorite people that are diamonds, crown diamonds, royal crown diamonds, and it tells their story. And one of the things that I learned early on is that when I read testimonials, whether it be health testimonials or business testimonials, when I read them of a whole bunch of different people, you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for the people that are like me. I want to know, were there any teachers that actually succeeded in Young Living? And I found some. And I wanted to know, were there any people who came from a rural background or that lived on a farm and were successful? And I found some. And every single time I read a story that had a nugget, it might have even been, were there people that had 3 kids that made this work? Yep, there sure were. Every time I found a nugget that I related to, do you know what it did? It validated my ability to do this. And so your job is to help connect the people on your team, and maybe it's even you, connect to the stories that validate where you are in life. Okay? Were there any single people who succeeded without a spouse? Were there any retirees that succeeded after a full career? And the answers are yes and yes. What's so cool about Young Living is that it literally spans every generation. It spans every stereotype, every socioeconomic background. We've had people that have come from extreme poverty. We've had people come from extreme wealth. And both have found success if they want it, okay? So if you have not read this, I bet you there's a boatload of people that have this on their shelf and they haven't actually read it. Yeah, high five, Allison. Good job. You guys pull it out and read it again, because it will beef up your own confidence and it will reaffirm why you were attracted to this in the first place. Okay, so then the next question that people usually ask is, okay, so I believe in it. I want to do it. Now, tell me how. I need a little step-by-step, please. So I'm going to say a couple of things. First of all, we are all different. And so different resources are going to resonate with different people. And I know that Britta and I have talked about this a number of times. But sometimes our job is to sort of set the buffet table and put out all of the options. And you really do have to come and sort of sift through and figure out what makes sense to you based on your life experience and where you've been. Okay, so that's kind of part of it. The other thing, though, I will tell you is that I have found a couple of resources that I think are just tried and true, and they are concise and they are easy to follow. And I have just continued to recommend these over and over and over for the new people on our team that are getting started. And these 2 resources are Oil, Share, Repeat by Dory Doyle, and its big sister, Propel by Nicole Perez. Now, interestingly enough, Nicole and Dory are friends and wrote these books kind of to be companions. And here's what I would say. This one is perfect for someone brand spanking new that says, I would like to learn about sharing, but I really don't know how. Remember, we don't want to fire hose people in the beginning. Okay, I could reach up here in my bookshelf and I could probably pull down a stack that's a foot high and say, these are all the books I love. But honestly, if someone did that to me, I would roll my eyes and be like, forget it. I do not have time to go through all those resources. And it would just turn me off. So we have to help people put on their blinders and get really focused on just a couple of things. So Oil, Share, Repeat is lovely in that it gives all of the basics. And you guys, you could easily read this in 1 hour, okay? Not only can you read it, but it's also a bit of a workbook. So it's interactive in the sense that there's things in here for you to write. There's tips on how to set up systems and that sort of thing. Very, very helpful for a new person, okay? Once somebody has got the momentum flowing a bit, and on our team, when you hit the rank of senior star, this is your gift. So I feel like at about senior star level, look at Allison pulling out all the tools. Good job. When you hit that rank, you've probably done enough sharing. You know, you've at least got a few members under your belt that you're starting to get the rhythm. Okay. It's at that time, I feel like you're ready to dive into this, which just goes a little bit deeper, but it still agrees with all of the basic concepts that were set up in Oil Share Repeat. Okay. So it just takes it another step further. And again, this is a workbook. So there are things to do, and God bless Nicole. I love that it has color and it has charts and every page is exciting. That just blesses my heart. So some of you, that'll drive you crazy, but I think it's great. So, all right. So that is a little bit of an intro. I'm going to pop open the chat box to see if there are questions, and I don't see questions. Don't hesitate to ask questions either now or later. That's totally fine. The only way to like fine tune this business building mechanism, you guys, is to start. It's just like riding a bicycle. You cannot steer a bicycle that is standing still. There's no way to like guide it. So you just have to start. Even if you start and you make 3 mistakes in a row, fantastic. We can help correct that, but we can't correct nothing. Does that make sense? So start talking, start sharing, start planning classes, invite people over just to see the doggone hand soap that you have at your kitchen sink. That is amazing. Okay. So that's kind of our little intro into the business. Okay. So we're going to transition now into what it might look like to have a healthy holiday mindset. And this is going to be a very short portion, okay? But here's what I want you to think about. We all have a choice about how we look at the months of November and December. Every single one of us. And whatever you think about is going to happen in those 2 months for you and for your team is probably exactly what's going to happen. So we have 2 choices. You can say, oh my word, these are the 2 months out of the entire year that the entire universe opens their purse and spends the most money ever. And I'm going to make sure that they know to spend a good portion of that from Young Living. Okay, that is one option. The other option is to say, oh, it's so busy. All people want to do is, go to holiday parties and, go to their kids' concerts. They'll never know that I have anything to sell, or they'll never think to open their virtual office and order a Christmas present from the VO. Woe is me. I guess I'll start again with a fresh slate in January and hope for a better year. Okay, Eeyore, go back in your pen. So here, I know it's funny, but you guys, I actually have talked to people that believe right now in the first week of November that it's a loss. There's nothing I can do to change the trajectory of my business. Yes, there is. And a good part of your success starts right here. So you have to decide, how am I going to go into this holiday season? And am I going to be excited about it? Am I expectant of the motherload of orders coming? Am I expectant that we're going to see the highest OGV in the history of ever? Yep, I am. And if you just enrolled and it's you and your 2 friends on your team you can still expect the highest OGV in the history of ever. Okay, because that will actually be true. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, number one, expect it. And then number two, let's plan for it. And that leads us right into number three, which is Black Friday, Cyber Monday amazingness. Okay, however, as Britta talked about earlier, we're not waiting for Black Friday before we open our mouth and talk about the goodness of Young Living. Yeah, we can start now because we have these crazy awesome BOGO specials that are going on for a whole nother 8 days. So I don't know anybody who doesn't like free stuff. Just like Britta said, everybody loves the word free. In fact, there's some marketing books that Brian and I have read that talk about the magic and the power of the word free. That word makes people go nuts, you guys. So have you told people that they can get free stuff? It's amazing. So we got to talk about it. We got to use our tools. So whether it be you text your team with Project Broadcast, or you email your team, or you have a little potluck at your house, and you might just have those BOGO promos out on the kitchen table and just sort of walk through them like Britta did. That was like super casual and fun. And I still learned stuff. So it doesn't have to be like a lecture where you stand in front of the room with a clipboard. Like, just keep it homey, right? Keep it casual. But the idea is we've got to tell people what's available, because if we don't, we can't be mad at them for not taking advantage of it. So education is pretty darn important. And I also think that there's sort of a reciprocal nature in all of this education. Cynthia, your dog is adorable. Looks a lot like my dog. There's a lot to be said for being blessed with increased orders and what a reciprocal action is required in that. I believe that for a lot of teams, the more valuable content that you put out, so I'm thinking in terms of education, stories and testimonies, giving value like, hey team, here's a graphic that you can use, no charge. I made this for you, or I found this for you. The more that we can give, the more excited and reciprocal that response is, that people are eager to participate in the promotions and in the ordering and in the sales. Okay. And I want to be really careful to say that's not why we educate. That's not why we give, but it feels better when I'm delivering valuable content on a consistent basis. It feels better to me than only contacting my team to say, oh, hey, there's a sale. I think it'd be a good idea if you ordered. Do you guys agree? It just feels better, right? And I'm not perfect at it, because clearly there's an urgency sometimes when there's a promotion, and we want to make sure everybody knows about it. So that's when we're really blasting. But I think those constant drips of information, that makes that like greases the gears, and it makes everything flow a little bit more smoothly. So that part can be happening, loving on the team, educating them, dripping on them from today right up until Black Friday comes. So make a little challenge for yourself to just say, what kind of education can I deliver? What's my best method to deliver it? Online, on the phone, text, in person, whatever. How much can I give back to my team, or even give to my prospects between today and Black Friday? And then when they learn to trust you and they know that they can count on you to help boost their knowledge, come Black Friday, when you say, oh my word, guess what? Young Living's pulling out all the stops. They're going to be there and on board with you at that point because you've been there for them leading up to that. Okay. And this is something that I feel like we truly need to continue every month. See how much you can deliver, and maybe you just pick a topic each month. Educate on a few different supplements, educate on a few different oils, whatever that might look like. Just do a little bit each month, and then you just watch and see what happens. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Okay, so we have arrived at the interactive part of our evening when we are going to collectively, either verbally or in the chat box, either one is okay, we're going to try to come up with a bunch of different ways that we can share whatever Young Living comes up with for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Okay, so I'm going to start with sharing one idea that our team is doing, and I cannot take credit for it. We have crazy awesome leaders, and I am blessing their efforts and joining them, but this was not my brainchild. Okay, so what we're doing is we've got 8 people that have come together to create a special Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend event. So we created an actual Facebook event, and all of us collectively have thrown in different items that we had in our homes to use for prizes. And obviously we can't plan everything out because we don't know what the promotions are going to be, but we will be taking turns going live in this Facebook event 4 times a day. So 8 a.m., noon, 4 p.m., and 8 p.m. One of us will take a live, and there will be drawings after each Facebook Live. And the idea, you guys know how Facebook works. We just want to create some momentum and some excitement. And the more that we talk about the promotions that Young Living is doing, the more excited people will get. We will be rewarding those who are placing orders during that time period. Obviously, there's the Black Friday specials. On Saturday, we're going to be focusing on encouraging people to share their Young Living stories about why they got started and how Young Living has impacted their life. On Sunday of that weekend, we will be sharing about the Young Living business opportunity and how easy it is to share with one person and how that can blossom into a business and how that has impacted people's lives. And then we're back to more specials on Cyber Monday. So it will be a frenzy of activity, but really it is the collective efforts of a few people, and we're going to be able to excite the whole team, we hope. And so we are also inviting any of our team members' prospects, because of course we want to increase enrollments that weekend. So by having people kind of look on and see what kind of community we have built and what the big deal is, why in the world would people dedicate a whole weekend to talking about this one company? We want that to rub off on them so that they say, okay, great, I want to join. So we're hoping that will just kind of blossom into a win-win situation there. So the other thing I just want you to think about is, we know, and if any of you own other businesses or you work in retail, you know that there is a natural swell in sales through November and December, right? The true mark of excellent entrepreneurship is to make that bell curve last longer and to go higher every year. So even if none of us said a word about Black Friday and Cyber Monday, somebody on our teams is going to hear about it from somewhere, right? And we would still see a swell. I can promise you that. Our job as excellent business owners is to see if we can make that swell start a little earlier, go a little higher, and last a little longer. And is anybody else completely stoked that Black Friday and Cyber Monday are in 2 separate months this year? Have you looked ahead to the calendar? Yeah, this is really, really good for business, my friends, because instead of having one insane spike in November, which I'm not complaining, I'll take that. But we're going to get 2 insane spikes for November and December, and I am truly excited about that. Okay, so that is one idea to share. I would love to have some of the rest of you guys share maybe what has worked great in the past or new ideas that you are going to implement for the first time. And they don't have to be tried and true. You can just share what you're thinking about. Now it's your turn. No. And you can also use the chat box if you want, if you're feeling shy.
Feel free to unmute yourself so that you can share something if you so choose. And it can be as simple as, if you have a lot of people on your team or even a few people on your team, you message them, maybe you just say, hey, send me a screenshot of what you ordered and I'll send you a roller bottle, or I'm drawing for a $5 product credit or a $10 product credit or something. It can be anything that just helps encourage or incentivizes, or it could just be, tell me what you're ordering and why, so that we can celebrate the success and the savings together. Maybe it's just all about, what can we do to save money, and how can we, because that's the other thing with these products, you could give this one away. You buy one, you could give the other one away, right? The BOGO stuff. So maybe they'll have something like that, or you can say, I just saved an extra 20%, because how many times do we get excited about that? You go to Kohl's and I'm like, I go to Kohl's because I have a 30% off coupon and I'm going to save, and they always circle, you just saved $324. Maybe that's what you do, is you post, tell us your savings.
Yes.
Right? That would be fun to see the savings, because you'd have the 24% already, and then whatever, maybe it's another 20% or something. That would be really fun. Skylar, you write it down?
I'm writing that idea down. Thank you.
Be sure to share it with me again later so I don't forget it.
This is all new for me, so I guess I'm getting ideas. I don't know a lot about putting something like this together, so that's, I guess, where I'm coming from. I don't know how to go about and do it, if that makes sense.
It absolutely does make sense. And welcome aboard. First of all, to take the first step of being here tonight, good work. That's awesome. I think it's important to know where you're headed. So, what's your mini goal? And do you have have you shared with anyone at this point, Cynthia?
Yeah, and you can call me Cindy. I don't know why it pops up Cynthia.
That's okay.
But I have a couple of people under me.
Okay.
I got 4.
Awesome.
So I've been with Young Living for a while. So this is my big to start the business. My business starting. And yeah, I did make Star last month. And I want to go up. I mean, I want to go beyond Senior Star. So silver sounds good. But
Absolutely.
I know I have to take the little steps. I know, even at work, I'll put my oils on and I'll just leave them out by my desk. I work in a clinic.
Okay.
And I always talk to my doctor that I work for with the oils and things like that. But for something like, how do I set up a special on Facebook, or for the BOGOs, I'm honest, I haven't mentioned much about it, but after tonight I will.
Awesome. I think it would be particularly important, number one, to make sure that those 4 people that you have enrolled, make sure they know about the BOGO, because they've got front row seats to what's available. And that's very easy. And make sure that they understand, kind of like what Britta started us out with tonight, particularly when we're talking about oils outside the starter kit. I think it's important for them to understand how they might use those. Because some of us look at like a bottle, I've got a bottle of Present Time sitting here. And somebody just starting out might say, Present Time? What in the world would I do with that? And somebody might say that about a bottle of Hope. Well, I don't understand. Why would I want a bottle of Hope? That sounds weird. So if you have the opportunity to educate them on why that would be such a blessing to them, that will increase their desire to want to add that to their stash. So I would make that a focus here in the next week or two. And remember, you guys, if there's ever a product or an oil that you haven't used yet, you can use other people's stories. It's okay. So ask. Every single one of you are on either Britta's team, I think, or my team. I don't know if we've got other people. If we do, welcome. I don't know everybody. But on those larger team pages, just ask for a story. Who's got a story about using Hope? And I promise someone will come up with one and then share that. I think that is A-okay. So yeah, and anytime, my goal is always, if I can get people in my home where they see how we actually live. It's not me putting something for sale on Facebook, but they come in here and they see what's at our kitchen sink, and they see what's in the bathroom, and they see oils on every horizontal surface in the whole place, it feels like. And they're like, so you actually use this stuff? And I'm like, yeah, we actually do. And we could play a really boring scavenger hunt at my house looking for drugstore items. And they could turn the entire place upside down. And believe it or not, they are never going to find a bottle of NyQuil or Tylenol or Advil or ibuprofen or whatever else we used to have. Now, and trust me, I'm not putting anybody down if you're like, I still have that. It's okay. This has been a process. We've been in this game for 12 years now. But after a while, everything expired because we quit using it, because we found that these worked better and they made our bodies feel better. And so I'm like, well, I guess I don't have to replace that Pepto-Bismol. I can just get rid of it because I haven't used it in 4 years. And what a freeing feeling that is. But you have to trust the products enough to actually pull them out first and give them a fair shake. And then when you realize, oh my word, I got through that headache without my XYZ product that I used to use. So when people can get into your home and they actually see that this is truly the way you live, it's not just how you talk about it on Instagram or on Facebook. I feel like that is really when people trust us and make it very, very believable. So Cindy, I would just say, set a goal for yourself, whether it be an educational goal for your group. And congratulations, being a group of 5 is absolutely awesome. Don't discount that. That's wonderful. And if you have already hit the rank of star, that's awesome. That's great. So just continue on and make sure that each of those other 4 people know that they can share Young Living. Tell them to pick 1 or 2 people that they think would be blessed by these products. They can share it, and don't make it weird, like, oh, you have to do the business. That's my least favorite. Like, it shouldn't be weird. It should just be an extension of who we are. And I mean, we can make it weird if we want to. We can have like secret handshakes and everything, but I don't want to play that game. I mean, Britta and I, we have a secret handshake, of course, but no, just kidding. But I would just say our job, all of us, is to do whatever we have to do to normalize sharing, okay? We don't have to be normal people. We already covered that earlier. But the idea of sharing should be extremely normal. There's nothing weird about telling people, oh, you know, I just read this book and it was so good. I want everybody to read this book, okay? So I just expounded on that far too long. I'm so sorry. Next idea.
So Ashley says she did an Easter egg hunt at her house where she put stickers, egg stickers on several Young Living products throughout the house to show how they've swapped out everything. And that would be something you could do again for, what if you did like, you had a party on Black Friday or you had a gathering and then you said to people, come find the products that I just bought today, you know, or because maybe, you know, like some of us may have them in stock, you know, like if sometimes it seems like either Black Friday or Cyber Monday, Ningxia Red gets to be on sale. Woo woo! So maybe, you know, you have that sitting out, or you have it, you know, if there's you know, you might just happen to already have a few of those products. And so you could have them out and, you know, maybe it's an open house or something like that where you can, you know, you could just have people come over and try them and try before you buy kind of a thing, especially if it's, we usually know Black Friday products by Thanksgiving Day, I believe. So if you're having Thanksgiving at your house, maybe you pull those out for your family and say, hey, look at what's going on sale tomorrow through Young Living. You know, instead of looking at I remember going to my aunt's house for Thanksgiving and going through all the ads and deciding which stores I'm going to go to the next day. And, you know, people still do that. You know, they look through the ads on their computer. So maybe, you know, instead you say, well, look at the ads that are coming through Young Living. Maybe you make it as a printout or something. I don't know.
That's a great idea. And who doesn't want permission to rifle through their friend's house? I mean, come on. That'll make you clean. You got to be aware of that.
Sure.
All right. Any other ideas, or have you guys, have you seen other leaders do things that get you excited during the holiday season? All righty. Well, let me just say this. I know you're just like overwhelmed and you cannot wait to go get started, so it's okay. But there is literally endless possibilities of different touch points that we can have with people, both on the prospect side and those that are on our team. And whether they are big ideas or small, what I always encourage people to do is just try something, okay? And after you do it, we can course correct, okay? If it felt awesome and you're like, oh my goodness, I want to do that again, great. And if you're like, that was the biggest bomb, I'm never going to invite people to rifle through my stuff again, you don't have to do that again, okay? So just don't hesitate to try new things. I think that is probably, I mean, just being courageous and brave and jumping in there. That's the best way to make something happen. So I hope tonight was helpful, you guys. I hope that you got a few nuggets that you can put into practice. Thank you to all of you that took time to show up live, and keep an eye on the Transformation Headquarters page, because when we do future collaborative things like this, we will certainly post them there. But also just keep an eye on your team pages, because Britta and I will always keep you informed of what's happening, whether it's in person or online. So I wish you the absolute most insane, successful holiday season that you've ever had. And if you have any other questions, you can sure reach out to either of us personally.
And we would love to see you all on Sunday from 2 to 4,
Yes.
anytime during that time, and come celebrate with us a great 2 years at THQ. And, just help us put out in style, guys. And we can only do that if you show up. So we would love to have you come. And Donna is bringing her famous cider. So I know that I will be filling up on that. And so come help me drink it.
I love it. All right, friends, thank you so much for being here. Everybody have a great night.
Thanks, Skyla.
You're welcome.